My name is Derek Callum, and I lived in Spokane, Washington. I moved out 8 months ago, and I still don't talk about why. I moved into a second-floor apartment on Riverside Avenue in the fall. It was an old building with thin walls. Quiet, mostly. I worked from home, doing data entry. I liked the quiet and kept to myself. Across the hall was a guy in 207. I never learned his name. He wore the same gray jacket a lot. We nodded now and then. Normal stuff. 3 weeks in, I was coming home with grocery bags, and I saw his door open an inch. No big deal. Later I noticed it still open when I looked through my peephole. I thought maybe he forgot it. A week after that I started seeing him a lot, near the mailboxes, in the hall. More than seemed normal. It put a little nag in my head. I told my friend Callie on the phone, and she said I was being paranoid. Maybe I was. What actually had me worried happened on a Thursday. I went out for lunch, gone maybe 40 minutes. When I got back, my doormat was moved, not drastically, just centered instead of slightly crooked, like I kept it to stop the door catching. I stared at it in the hall for a full minute. Went inside, nothing looked touched, but I didn't sleep well that night. I began double locking the deadbolt, checking windows before bed, watching the stairwell when I left. One night in mid-October, I woke at 2:30 because I heard a slow creak in the hallway. I lay still and listened. Another creak, then nothing. I looked through the peephole. At the far end of the hall, someone stood, not moving. Too far, and the light was bad to see a face. They were facing my door. I watched for maybe 30 seconds, and my hands started shaking. When I leaned back to breathe, they were gone. I called non-emergency. A cop walked the hallway and said maybe a tenant who couldn't sleep. Fine, but I wanted to know who lived in 207. I asked the building manager, Paula. She said she couldn't share tenant info, and paused when I asked his name. She never got back to me. 2 days before I moved out, I came home and a folded note was slipped under my door. No envelope. It read, "I can hear you typing at night. I work with a desk against the wall shared with 207. That line in the note chilled me more than any creak. It wasn't a threat so much as proof he knew where I sat and what I did. It felt like someone standing behind me in a room I thought was private. I broke my lease and left within the week. I lost my deposit. Paula barely looked up when I handed the keys in. I never saw the guy from 207 as I left. His door was closed. After I moved, I replayed the small things. Door left open, the mat, the guy always in the hall, the note. Did he mean to scare me? Or just let me know he could watch me anytime? The thought of someone timing when I left for lunch or listening for my late night typing made me feel watched even in new places. Mostly I keep quiet about it because it sounds small when you say it out loud. A doormat moved, a note, but the note sat like a weight in my chest. It's why I left. It's why I lost money. It's why I still look over my shoulder when I type at night. Sometimes I wonder how long he'd been watching before I noticed. Maybe weeks, maybe months. Maybe he'd been the one to prop doors for air, to stand at the far end of the hall and just wait. I can't know. I don't know his name. I don't know if he walked the building every night or just happened to be there when I returned. Mostly I keep thinking about the note, not because it said anything huge, but because it proved someone could get close enough to know my routines and where my desk sat. It made the building feel small and round, like there was no corner I could hide in. He didn't have to break in to hurt me. He only needed to be quiet and patient. I don't know what he wanted. I don't know if he wanted to scare me or to be certain I knew he could. I don't know if he ever followed anyone else. I do know I left my keys on the table that morning and never went back. I still check every door before bed, and sometimes I feel watched, even when I'm alone in traffic. It's been 8 months. I sleep better now, but sometimes I wake and imagine a shadow at the end of a hallway. It isn't loud. It's not dramatic. It's a feeling that someone could be listening. That is the part that still gets me.